Deepwoken. Deepwoken. Huh? Wave 1? Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that game. Oh wait, how could I? But hey, if you didn't already know for some reason, Deepwoken's coming out soon. I hope. Well hey, how could it not? With wave 1 here being the final testing wave, and our users saying that the deadline is at the end of fall, it has to be just around the corner, right? Right? Well yeah, I think it actually is. Finally, I can say with some form of confidence that Deepwoken is coming out this month. You heard me right, this month. It honestly feels like taboo to do that due to due to no reason at all. But now welcome, because this is I know you must be wondering right now, what's Deepwoken?
No one's thinking that.
Shut the fuck up! Well, Deepwoken is a sea-based, open-world, roguelike, hardcore, permadeath, world-building, lore-heavy, exploration-dependent game. Well, yeah, you get the point. There's a lot to the game. And just from that, you can maybe start to understand the indefinite amounts of hype that has completely and utterly littered the Roblox, anime, and hardcore game community. But little to say, I myself am also quite excited for this game. If you for some reason still don't understand the sheer importance that this game's release holds, then I guess you just don't understand true art. But in all seriousness, this is Deepwoken. Since Deepwoken is in its peak phases of hype currently, with literally every Roblox YouTuber making some sort of video talking about it, I might as well be making this video explaining it to those who have no fucking clue what's going on right now, or someone who just wants something to listen to. Deepwoken has been in development for like 1, 2, 3, 4, a very long time now, aka for about over 2 years. It's made by the beautiful developers at Monad Studios, which includes Raguzer and Archmage. And there's a couple other well-known developers working on this project, like Melon Sensei. I've been so excited for this game, and for so long, that I would have random intervals of hype when thinking about Deepwoken. I remember just staying up all night on random occasions, rewatching Deepwoken Q&As to somehow quench my thirst for some sort of Deepwoken content.
Oh, there's the cookies. Be right back.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
And you might be thinking, why the hell would you be so excited for this? That's because of how goddamn dry this platform is right now. I'm so bored that these dudes got me playing an attempted remake of the game's combat through a few minutes of videos. Fake Woken. Yes, believe it or not, one reason that the game's hype is so high right now, and probably the primary reason, is because of this crisp ass looking combat. If you've ever played the super enjoyable predecessor to this game, aka Rogue Lineage, then you'll probably understand how unique this combat is compared to whatever the fuck that game was. Instead of hit stun, brainless M1 and skill spam combos, this game seems to go in a completely different path from Rogue. Rogue Lineage's combat consisted of 5-string hit stun M1 combos into some sort of final punch that would typically knock your opponent away. And this is sadly what almost every single game has picked up now and is so annoying and brainless as hell. It honestly makes up for a bunch of balancing issues that we can see in other games like GPO.
Damn, I messed up. We gotta go ball, fam.
But Deepwoken's difference is seen in replacing stun lock combos with singular swings that bring a more impactful meaning to each hit. And instead of just blocking blockable moves, you're gonna have to keep up with a block bar, also known as your posture, which slowly goes up until you break your posture and your opponent can eat your ass up like me when I see Ragusa drop a new tweet. Along with this, you can parry someone's swing by predicting them, and you can also feint to try to bait out someone else's parry, and then you can punish them. Honestly, it gets super cool, and this only gets better with the huge variety of weapons that we have seen that you can get in game. Like, goddamn, look at this. You can be motherfucking Poseidon with a spear, or you can dual wield flintlocks for some fucking reason, or you can use daggers like the assassin edgelord I know half of you are gonna try to be, or you could be a hammer wielding Chad that goes around crushing people's skulls. This goes even deeper with weapon combinations, like an offhand weapon, as long as you can hold your primary in a one-handed stance. Honestly, this is going to make up for some cool ass combos like daggers and flintlocks, which I'm just so excited for. Next is a magic system. Your dumb fuck ass might be thinking, oh, it's lineage mana. But no, it's actually nothing like mana, and that's because it's called ether. But along with this is a bunch of other differences, like how you can cast spells using it, and you can also honestly, I tried making a joke here about how they're alike, but in reality there's literally no similarities other than casting spells, of course. So first of all, your ether meter is always at max and runs off of another meter called your reservoir. Basically, in Rogue Lineage terms, this is just your hunger bar, but for your magic. I have zero clue how you get your reservoir back, but some other dude probably knows that, and it's one of those things I'm not gonna figure out until the game releases. If you cast a spell, it takes up a certain amount of your ether, and as your ether meter goes down and it recharges again, it's going to use up your reservoir. This is going to be neat since you're actually going to have to keep up with even more things on your screen, which is always just amazing. The magic itself is nothing like Rogue Lineage's. You don't cast or use hand signs or have to press M1 after you have selected a spell, which was so annoying. You just click the keybind kind of like an ABA and instantly cast whatever skill you're trying to get. Obviously, lots will have wind-ups of some sort, but there's no lame-ass casting system, at least not for the normal spells. That was just the magic system, but wait, it gets even better. Currently, there's 4 primary magics that you can choose from that we know of. This is Frost Call, which is ice, Flame Charm, which is fire, Thunder Call, which is, you fucking guessed it, thunder, and then Gale Breath, which is wind. There seems to be more elements, but I don't know if they're going to be primaries, which I don't think that they will, like darkness, and maybe some more other obtainable sub-magics. The magic itself also gets super cool with some sort of customizable aspect to it. We know it's been changed a lot in the past couple of months, but I know that there's some way that you can somehow customize your spell, like turning a fireball into multiple fireballs that do less impact damage. I also really like the attention to detail with you being able to name your chants for each spell. So if you cast like fireball or some other spell, you can actually yell out some cringe ass anime reference like Heat Blast or some shit. You can also use multiple magic types, which is just gonna make for some dope ass builds. If the explanation I just gave you of the combat alone doesn't help you understand why so many people are excited for this game, then I don't know what will. Well, actually, maybe Yes, you thought right, you little smarty pants. The world is also pretty cool. There's interactive NPCs and responsive NPCs which actually react to the choices that you've made. This is something I feel like Ragusa wanted to make for Rogue Lineage, but they never really had the ability or the time to get to add it. With Deepwoken, your choices actually matter, believe it or not. Yeah, your 2 brain cells can't just walk up to some random NPC in a peaceful town and kill some dude. Those guys won't let that slide. Since the game also has some form of PvE world progression, with an example of this being saving some civilian from enemies, then you sure as hell know that there will be some sort of consequence in that way. How do I put this in Rogue Lineage terms? Alignments of some sort that you have with specific races. This means that you might help out one race against, let's say, Etrians, which I'll get into later, then those edge runners will probably hate your ass since you keep taking up missions against them. So don't expect to be safe in every area that you go, because the only threat in this game isn't the players. Another cool thing about players is that you probably won't see as much ganking and gripping of lower levels from higher level ones, since gripping won't actually progress you that much as far as we know. You'll be a bit more protected in that aspect, but you already know that a bunch of people are going to be toxic and grip some random freshie that they see. This is going to be really cool to see though, because you're going to be in some ally village, and if some dude tries jumping you, then those guard NPCs might actually come help to save you against some random spedtard trying to ruin your day. The world itself is also supposed to be really big, with cool looking and unique areas around the map, with their own tones. There's also a form of seasons in this game, which changes your environment in multiple ways, like visually of course, but then in ways like harvest. If it's winter, then don't expect to find all those luscious crops that you'll usually find just laying around. You're going to need to be prepared, and this brings so much interaction into the world, and I know people are just really going to dig it, especially me. It's definitely going to make you feel like you're there and that there's actual conflicts to prepare for. A big worry I actually had for this game was how the sea was going to work. I bet lots of other people actually had this worry. If you ever played, don't want to say names, but GPO, with it being very widespread and just taking forever to travel. And it feels like there's no importance to it. And honestly, it just gets really annoying and boring. But Deepwoken seems to actually have a far more interactive Sea of Thieves theme going to it, with boats that you'll actually have to manage with weather conditions. And you'll actually have to react to the environment by doing stuff like angling your mast with the wind. There's also going to be monsters that will be in the ocean. Yeah, I'm definitely staying as far away as humanly possible from those things. We have also seen in Agamatsu's video that there will be sea events, like 2 high-level NPC ships getting into battle. And you could get rewards, but at a high risk, since you might be hopping in there by yourself or just in the middle of the ocean with little supplies. With all this being said, there's one more really cool thing about the world that I won't get too deep into. And it's called the Depths. It seems to be a very difficult underwater area, flooded with hard bosses and monsters. There's theories that are pretty much concrete at this point, saying that this is where you'll go once you wipe. It's still up in the air about how the wiping system works, but if that's true, it's going to be very interesting to progress around. But for real, how can I get this far into the video without talking about... There are many races in Deepwoken. We still don't really know their effects on the gameplay, but we do know that they won't have as much of an effect, at least combatively, as they did in Rogue Lineage. That was a huge issue with Rogue, because lots of the time, races would actually soft lock how strong you could get in your build, and in their attempt to add unique things to the rarer races, they would just make it really unfair. In Deepwoken so far, we have heard some mixed things about this. Nanoprodigy said that they won't be doing anything, but Agamatsu has said that they'll do things, but it isn't noticeable in combat. I really just hope that they some way affect your interaction with the world itself, and this could really just make it feel like you belong in the world and let you relate to your character's progression. Each race is sadly based off of some type of animal, so you're basically just gonna be a fucking furry. But you can be anything from a Chad slug to a literal fucking cat. Gonna put up a quick explanation of each one cosmetically and then add just a tiny bit of my opinion. Adret. I mean, you look kind of like a fish and you look just a little goofy. They got pretty cool markings under their eyes though, and they got light blue skin. Mid-race, 5 out of 10. Canor. Canor's a pretty dope race, they're simple and clean. I'm pretty sure that they're based off of wolves and lions, and they usually follow some type of color scheme like blackish blue or whitish gray. W race, 8 out of 10. Celtor. Celtor's got that raccoon bandit skin patch on their eyes. They're definitely a pretty Chad race, and if you run this, you're the true burger bandit. W race, 7 out of 10. Etrian. Etrians, not gonna lie, they're pale as hell, they got goofy ass snake eyes, and they're based off of snakes. And I would never trust an Etrian player with jack shit. School threat vibes, I'll raise, 2 out of 10. Vesperian. They got a pretty dope mask, and it actually gets even cooler as a character ages. Pretty sure that you can choose what type of option or customizable options you want on it too. So, pretty lit race, 9 out of 10. Grummer. Honestly, this race is underrated. They're based off of deers, and they got deer horns, which are actually really drippy. If you're running this, you look like this IRL. 8 out of 10 race. Khan. They're based off the Monkey King Wukong, which off the bat makes them walk in W's. They got the Wukong crown, and can have white/yellow hair. They're drippy in all ways except for those sideburns. Please get a new cut, bro. What was your barber thinking? That shit looks so goofy. 8 out of 10. Ah yes, Ganymede, if it isn't for my favorite race. Pretty sure that they're a snail or slug based race, although they don't really look like snails or slugs. I just know that the ongoing jokes are that they are bugs, and I don't really get that though, since I'm pretty sure that Vesperians are also bugs, like a beetle race or something. Either way though, they got no mouth, white hair, dark skin, and glowing eyes. Sign me the fuck up, I'm spending so much Robux rerolling for this. I can see my pockets dying from literal miles away. 10 out of 10! Capra. Pretty recent race, I'm pretty sure. We saw Dust Sorcerer with an image of this. He looks really drippy. They got a goat mask, which instantly makes them pretty damn goated in their own right. They got goat horns too, which look nothing like actual goat horns, but I'll let it slide. 8 out of 10 race. -2 because they're pretty damn edgy. Felinor.
Let's just see what's inside.
Open it.
Damn, set that thing open.
I got it. Bruh.
I mean, it's Felinor. I don't have much to say. 0 out of 10 race. Catching me slacking if I ever walk around as a Felinor. And finally is the unobtainable race of this game, which is Lightborn. They're pretty drippy in their own right. They got white hair and white/tan skin. They got a halo on their head or one on both wrists. The head halo looks really drippy, so honestly 9.5 out of 10. And that's it. I know that there's lots that I couldn't really get into this video, like the wide variety of cosmetics and the super unique aspects that the armor brings, but I'm pretty sure that we get the point. In Deepwoken, you're gonna be unique, and you'll most definitely have a fun adventure waiting right ahead of you. You have been waiting years for this game, and the fact that it's just around the corner is honestly so insane. I am beyond excited to hop into this game, and I know all of you are too. And now that wave 1 of testing has begun, the game is so close, it's completely unbelievable. But I think we can all hold our hype for just a few more days. And honestly, thank you for sticking this far into my first video. I know it's not the best thing ever made, but this was honestly just such a good learning experience. And thank you so much, Makara, for being able to give me the motivation to actually make this video. But along with this, that is all. So when right go wrong, just say a little prayer, get your money, man, like go. I'm hopeful, yes I am, hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away. And be hopeful, hopeful, and he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we hopeful. That you can show some love, instead of hating so much when you see some other people coming up. I wish I could teach the world a scene, write some music and have them tripping off the joy I bring. I wish that we can hold hands, listen instead of dissing lessons from a grown man. And I wish the families that lack but got love, get some stacks, brand new shotgun a lack, that's on dubs. And I wish we could keep achieving wonders, see the vision of the world through the eyes of Stevie Wonder. You feel me? And I hope all the kids eat, and don't nobody in my family see 6 feet. You dig? Move straight forward, cause we fight so strong. So when right go wrong, just say a little prayer, get your money, man, like go. I'm hopeful, yes I am, hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away. And be hopeful, hopeful, and he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we hopeful. That you can show some love, instead of hating so much when you see some other people coming up. I wish I could teach the world a scene, write some music and have them tripping off the joy I bring. I wish that we can hold hands, listen instead of dissing lessons from a grown man. And